Hello everyone. So today we will start with chapter 5 of class 10, that is periodic classification of elements. So this chapter is very important, and in chemistry we will start with this chapter first, because if we know the position of various elements in the periodic table, it becomes very easy to understand the various physical as well as chemical properties of the elements. So let us start with the chapter 5. Now in this chapter, the topics that we will cover are the very first topic, that what is the need for the classification of elements, that why do we classify the elements. Okay, then after we are done with this, we will move on with the second topic, that is attempts at the classification of elements. And total there are 5 attempts that are made or that were made to classify the elements, that is to give them a particular position in a periodic table, so that it becomes very easy to understand the properties. So the very first is Lavoisier's classification, after that Daubigny's tried, then Newland's law of octaves, then comes Mendeleev's periodic table, very important, and the modern periodic table, the table that we are using at present. After we are done with the attempts at the classification of elements, we will move on with the next topic of the chapter, very important, that what are the trends in the modern periodic table. Trends means that how the various properties they vary in the group and in the period. So first one is the atomic radius, that what will be its behavior in the group and in the period. Then metallic and non-metallic character, that what happens to the metallic and non-metallic character in a period and a group. Then valence electrons, valency, electronegativity and electropositivity. So these are some of the properties that we are going to study and their behavior in a group and a period. Now let us all have a look on to this one. As we all can see that the first 20 elements are given right in front of us, but if we see them carefully, then just as from the first column, we can see that hydrogen, carbon, sodium and sulfur, they all are placed together. But it's a very big mistake, because sodium over here, it is a metal and it has been placed with non-metals. Okay, so we cannot say that right now it is a column or it is a group. Okay, so when we talk about a vertical column, this is called as a group. So a group cannot have metals along with non-metals, so this is wrong. Okay, now if we look on to the second group over here, so in the second group also, helium is a non-metal, nitrogen is a non-metal and chlorine is also a non-metal, but magnesium over here is also a metal, so that also becomes different. Then in the third column, lithium and aluminium, they are metals, but oxygen and argon, they are the non-metals. Lithium and aluminium are the metals. Okay, and oxygen and argon, they are the non-metals. So it means that somewhere there is problem, and right now we are not in a position to tell the properties of these elements very nicely. So it means that first of all we have to give a good position to these elements, so that we can tell their properties very accurately. So what is the need? Now we move on to the very first topic of this chapter, that why do we need to give good position to these elements. See, right now we can only see 20 elements on this slide, but at present there are about 118 elements which are known at present till date, right? So if we have to learn all the properties of 118 elements, it will be very difficult, because we cannot learn all the properties of 118 elements. So what has been done, that these 118 elements, they have been given their special positions, and this table right in front is called the modern periodic table. So right now we can see that there are certain horizontal rows. Okay, these are the horizontal rows, these are called as the periods, and total number of horizontal rows are 7. And there are vertical columns, and the vertical columns, they are total 18. Okay, and these vertical columns, they are called as groups. Now the groups are very important, because I would like to focus on group number 18 right now. So we all can see that we have element like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. radon, right? So these elements are in group 18, so it means that all these elements will be having similar chemical properties to each other, right? So if suppose I just say neon, and I know that the other elements along with neon in group 18, they are helium, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. So I'll be able to say that all the other elements are also noble gases. Their valency is 0, they have complete outermost shell, and they do not react easily under normal conditions, right? So this is the importance of the classification of elements, that we have given the different elements different positions in periods and in groups, and all the elements that are a part of a group, like over here these elements fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine, they all are a part of group number 17, and group number 17 are called as the halogens. So if I say that chlorine is a halogen, so it means that fluorine, bromine, iodine and astatine are also halogen, and 17 will tell us that 7 is the valence electron and 1 is the valency, and valency will tell us, or 7 valence electrons will tell us that all of them, they are non-metals. So that is the need for the classification of elements, right? So I hope that now you are clear. Classification means that we make groups, okay? So we make groups according to the similarities and dissimilarities, and that is the need for the classification, right? So what is the need for the classification of elements? That at present 118 elements are known to us, and all of these have different properties, right? And out of these 118 elements, 98 elements, they are naturally occurring. As different elements were being discovered, scientists gathered more and more information about the properties of these elements. They found it very difficult to organize all that was known about the elements. So as more and more elements were being discovered, so scientists really found it difficult to know every property about these elements, or to how to organize these elements. So now we all know that they have been grouped into periods and vertical columns called as groups, and the elements that fall in a group, their properties will be similar to each other. Group means a vertical column like this, okay? So now this classification has made the study of elements easy, quick, convenient and systematic. Suppose in a group there are total, let us say 5 elements, and we know the property of the third element. So if we know the property of the third element, we can apply the properties to the other 4 elements also. So that has made the study of elements easy, quick, convenient and systematic. So this is from today's topic, that what is the need of classification, and I hope that the word classification is clear. Classification means to make groups of elements based on similarities and dissimilarities, which has made the study easy, quick, convenient and systematic. So tomorrow we will be doing the attempts at the classification of elements, right? So thank you everybody. I hope you have understood today's topic. Thank you.